Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Rush Hour podcast. I'm Harrison Werner, here with my co-host Dr. Rush. So let's rush into it.
All right, Harrison, good morning. Episode 6. We are on the precipice of a much-needed spring break. But before we do that, we have big things to tackle today.
Yep.
First, let's talk about some crazy stuff that happened in the world of sports just briefly, just yesterday. So I know you're a big NBA guy, so what do you got for us?
First, the second most points scored in a single game by Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat versus obviously the Washington Wizards. So scoring 83 points in an NBA game, very impressive.
Absolutely.
Absolutely crazy. But shooting 20 for 43 from the field and shooting 43 free throws and making 36. That's amazing.
That's right.
I have to say that's crazy. He played 42 minutes. When they're up by 35 points, he was trying to break the record.
Sure.
You could see the Wizards didn't want to give it to him when he had 81 when he was tied with Kobe.
Yeah.
They were tripling him.
Right.
And then he got fouled. But I just think I don't even think it was manipulated, but I think the Wizards didn't want him to get the record because they don't want it to be on the Wizards.
Right.
But it's the worst team in the league, and you shot 43. You shot 86 shots.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
It's absolutely wild.
Good for him, though.
They shot 60 free throws, their team.
But you know what? Good for Bam. Good for him.
It's great for him. It's just, people are like, okay, well, he scored those, but people are like, it might be manipulated, but I think great for him. Amazing.
If you're hot, you're hot. Just give it to him.
Yeah, for sure.
So switching gears a little bit, World Baseball Classic is going on, and once again, the American baseball team fails. This is decades long of failure on the national scene, and obviously MLB is such an international game to begin with at this point, but down 8-0 against Italy, and while they tried to come back, lost 8-6, and now are in danger of not even making it out of their pool. Game today between Italy and Mexico will determine the fate of the U.S. team. At the end of the day, I think I said this, a couple times ago, but I think Japan is such a great baseball country. They're going to be tough to beat.
And the Dominican Republic.
The DR, yeah. So anyway, just again another no-show by the Americans on the international stage.
The Italy and Mexico one, I think if Italy wins. If Italy wins and beats Mexico, Italy and the U.S. move on. If Mexico, though, wins by 5 or more, Mexico and the U.S. move on. And then if Italy loses by 4 or less, then Italy and Mexico move on.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it will.
That'll be fun.
It will be fun.
All right,
sure.
so today's topic, we are going to talk about, wait for it, not baby goats, but goats, the greatest of all time. So Harrison and I have been debating this in the hallway for a moment and say, let's have a show about it. So we're going to talk about the greatest athletes of all time. And Harrison has his list. I have my list. We have not seen each other's list, so we have no idea if we have duplicates or what. But we're gonna get after this, and I'm gonna start if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
With all due respect to people like Michael Jordan, who obviously was maybe the greatest basketball player of all time, and also played at the minor league level baseball. Julius Peppers, who was both a college basketball player and a fantastic defensive lineman in the NFL. Brian Jordan, a little further back for you, he played defensive back for the Falcons, and also was a baseball player. I'm gonna start with Babe.
Okay.
But not Babe Ruth. I'm gonna start with Babe Didrikson Zaharias.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know this person. She was an Olympic gold medalist. She's the only woman to medal in each of a running, jumping, and throwing event in the Olympics.
Wow.
So she got a gold in the 80-meter hurdles. She won a gold in the javelin, and she got a silver in the high jump.
Okay.
So there's that. She pitched in 3 different games in a Major League Baseball spring training. She's still recognized as the world record holder for the farthest baseball throw by a woman. She was 6 times AP Female Athlete of the Year. She was an AAU All-American in basketball. But her biggest claim to fame is that she really was kind of the first person to dominate on the LPGA, PGA as a female golfer. She had 48 pro wins, 41 in the LPGA. The other 7 only simply because the LPGA didn't exist.
She's the whole package.
She is the whole package. 1945, she played in 3 PGA events, Harrison, right? So she was the only woman playing against men, and she made initial cut in all 3. To this day, she's the only woman to make a cut in a PGA Tour event. She's obviously in the LPGA Hall of Fame. There are lots of awards named after her. There are 2 famous golf courses named after her, one in Florida, one in California. Babe Didrikson Zaharias is my number 4.
So I mean that's was not what I was expecting. I mean, I think when we're talking about GOATs, the Mount Rushmore of athletes, you can go, a lot of ways. Maybe someone who's done the most, like who's played all of them, like you just said, and that's great at what they do. Or I also think you can go in the direction of who's the best at their
absolutely your interpretation
their sport. So my first one is Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. All right.
First of all, I think out of the I would say you could even go 5 major sports. I would say out of basketball, football, baseball, and hockey, those 4, I think that Wayne Gretzky, when you talk about GOATs, I think that I don't even think it, like, I really don't think like the second place person is close. Like, that's what I think. That's why I have him at the first. It's such a dramatic difference. Like,
right.
MJ and LeBron, that it's not, I don't think it's that close, but I mean, there's a good debate to be happening.
Sure.
And in football, even people have, other people with Brady or
right.
a little below Brady. And then baseball is also toss up. But I think hockey, I mean, he has 1,963 assists. Just assists.
Right.
So the next closest person with points, like goals and assists.
Right.
Gretzky's was just assists. Goals and assists is Jaromir Jagr.
Jaromir Jagr.
Jaromir Jagr with 1,921.
That's crazy.
Which is absolutely wild. And even without Gretzky's 894 goals, his assists, the 1,963 are enough to make him the all-time leader in NHL points. Wow. He didn't even have to score. He could just pass. So I think that's impressive. He had more games with 4+ goals than with 0.
Obviously I never got to watch him live because Dallas didn't have hockey at that time.
Yeah.
But obviously watching him on TV and video games, and he was just
and the domination, like he winning 8 straight MVPs in a row.
Right, crazy.
I mean, he has 1,000 more points than Sidney Crosby, who still plays today, who people consider him like
Sid the Kid, yeah.
Like he of course is amazing, but Gretzky has 1,000 more points than him, which is absolutely wild, I think. So yeah.
All right, well, so I have no debate. He's a great one.
And he has a great quote too. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Bingo. There you go. All right, who else you got? You do another one.
All right, and then for my second one, I got Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps, okay.
I think even though, which actually, I don't know if a lot of people know, I think he had 39 world records. He actually holds 0 of them today. He actually does not have any world records today. Wow. They've all been broke, but I still...
But he still has all the gold medals.
He still is the most decorated with 28, 2 bronze, 3 silver, and 23 gold. And he won gold in all 8 events that he entered. I think that was in 2008, which I mean is just wild. Like some people can break his record, but unless someone catches in the gold medal race or even the medal race, I mean you have to put him up there. And he always said like his dedication was like none other to get the medals, which I couldn't even
That's
imagine.
Crazy.
It's absolutely wild. And I think he played in 4 Olympics or 3. But, I mean, 28 medals, placing in all of them is just absolutely wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
That's
who
good.
do you
I
have?
I got that one. All right. So before we do that, all right, let's go to the homework assignment. I'm here with the Diesel. All right, so we're gonna do it a little differently, Harrison, this time. So because our topic is goats, I'm just gonna name a sport, and I want you to tell me who the greatest of all time is in that particular sport. And yes, you're welcome to use any of the answers that you've given so far.
Okay.
All right. So just first one that comes to mind. If you don't know, it's all good. All right, men's tennis.
Rafael. Wait, no. Federer. Sorry.
Federer.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get Djokovic.
Djokovic is up there,
I'll take someone you don't.
Okay.
All right. Women's tennis.
Serena Williams.
Okay. I'll go Martina Navratilova.
Okay.
Since we won't repeat.
All
right. PGA. So men's golf.
Oh, Tiger.
Tiger, obviously Tiger. I would agree, but Jack Nicklaus obviously would be another one. How about LPGA? You know any LPGA folks?
I don't think so.
So obviously you could have the woman I mentioned earlier, Babe Dietrichson-Zaharias. Annika Sorenstam is also.
Okay.
Lydia Ko is really good. Those are some good ones. How about pro football? I know what you're gonna say.
Oh, Brady.
Tom Brady.
Come on.
Jim Brown's hard to beat.
Yeah.
But again, football's so weird because running back compared to a quarterback compared to a receiver. So that's a tough one. How about NBA for you?
Oh, Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah.
I just don't like LeBron is my problem. So if I didn't say Jordan, I might say Kobe.
Okay.
Will Chamberlain's also someone. How about baseball?
I mean, that's just a hard one because, like, this goes for any sport, really, but, the positions are just so different. Bonds was up there, but he used, obviously, steroids. Can I go greatest pitcher?
Sure.
I'll go Pedro Martinez.
Pedro Martinez, okay. For me, for baseball, I'm a big Babe Ruth fan. I like Shohei for the same reason.
Yeah, Shohei's up there for sure.
Compare them right now is just not fair. But to be able to dominate as a pitcher and a hitter is just so hard to do. What about softball? You know any softball players?
I don't think I do.
I'd say in no particular order, Lisa Fernandez. Jenny Finch was an incredible pitcher. I can't remember the woman. I think her first name is Jocelyn. Alo, she played at OU. She just, hit bomb after bomb after bomb. How about soccer? Men's or women's? What do you got?
I think it's between Messi and Pele.
I totally agree.
It's a toss-up.
A women's game I don't know as well. I know the U.S. women. Mia Hamm comes to mind. Mm-hmm. Hockey, you already said Gretzky. Ovechkin's pretty good.
For sure.
But Gretzky's, like you said.
Yeah.
And then swimming, Phelps, somebody like Mark Spitz, different time.
Ledecky might be up there.
Yeah, exactly. Katie Ledecky.
When it's all done.
All right, so as we switch gears, I'll give you my my 3 and my 2.
Okay.
My 3 is a gentleman named Watho Huck, also known as Jim Thorpe.
Okay.
Jim Thorpe was a multi-sport athlete in the early 1900s. He played pro football, he played pro baseball and basketball. He was also an award-winning ballroom dancer, so multi-sport fan. He was a gold medalist in the decathlon and the pentathlon. So that just shows you his versatility as an athlete right there.
Got another whole package.
And while they did not have the Heisman Trophy award when he played, Sports Illustrated did a thing a couple of years ago that basically did since the inception of college football up until the actual award, and they made a case. And they made a case for Jim Thorpe to win the 1911 and the 1912 Heisman, particularly because of how he played over Harvard, which was the dominant team at the time, and also Penn. He had a 362-yard game against Penn and 200-yard games against Army, Brown, and Springfield. Mm-hmm. And as you probably know, there's a college football award that bears his name, which is given annually to the top defensive back. Mm-hmm. So Jim Thorpe, Watho Huck is his Native American name. There's actually a city in Pennsylvania named Jim Thorpe, Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Well, he's not from there. He's from Oklahoma originally. He attended college near this
So
place
they named
in
it after
Pennsylvania.
him, or is already named that?
The city is named Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
That's
crazy.
pretty
That's
cool.
pretty good. I mean,
Yeah,
I think you've got to be pretty good to have a
Yeah,
city named after
for
you.
sure.
So speaking of the Jim Thorpe Award, my number 2 is prime time. Deion Sanders. He was drafted out of high school, Major League Baseball. He chose to go to college for football, where, of course, he dominated, 2-time All-American. He was a top 10 Heisman Trophy vote getter as a defensive back, which is pretty unusual. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. His number 2 jersey is retired at Florida State. He won the Jim Thorpe Award as the nation's top DB. And then, of course, he went on to the NFL, where he was a Defensive Player of the Year, 8 Pro Bowls, 2 Super Bowls, one with the 49ers, one with the Cowboys, 53 career interceptions, 19 touchdowns. He had 9 pick sixes. He had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, 6 punt returns, and 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns. He's arguably one of the top 3, if not the greatest defensive back in NFL history, which, of course, got him enshrined in the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame. But wait, Harrison, there's more, because he played 9 seasons in Major League Baseball, over 600 games, 39 homers, almost 200 stolen bases. He played in the World Series with the Braves in 1992, and check this out. In the World Series, in those 4 games, he batted .533, playing with a broken foot. How about that?
Wow.
It's pretty awesome. And then just some fun facts about primetime. In 1987, when he was at Florida State, they had a conference championship baseball game and a track competition that were happening at the same location. And he ran the 4x1 and also played in the baseball game because they were right in proximity. So in the same day, he played in both of those. He remains the only professional athlete to play in both a Super Bowl and a World Series.
I don't think that's going to be.
And here's a big one for me. He hit a Major League Baseball home run, not minor league, Major League Baseball home run, and scored an NFL touchdown in the same week.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that before. I mean, that's. I don't think that's ever gonna. That might never. I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Right. And here's another fun one. There's actually in the state of Florida, there's a rule called the Deion Sanders rule, and what happened was he did not actually complete his classes at the end of the fall term, and then he played in the Sugar Bowl, but he had not completed his classes. They allowed him to play, but ever since then, the Deion Sanders rule is you have to have completed your semester in order to play in any bowl game or anything that happens after the semester's over. So Deion Sanders is my number 2.
Wow.
All right, what do you got?
I mean, I like how you're going, the full package. I have a, different way to go. Of course, I said Phelps, but I mean, that's, that's one sport, really.
Sure.
And obviously, I think Phelps is a case for one of the greatest athletes because, swimming. But for my third, I'm going to go with the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan.
MJ. Talk to me, Harrison.
I mean, yes, he played baseball, not at the top level for the whole time, but there's something that stood out to me, when you talk about MJ. So it's happened 4 times. Someone's won NBA title, Finals MVP, the regular season MVP, the scoring title, and the DPOY.
Yeah.
He won the DPOY once, but that also happened 3 other times, and he's the only player to ever do it.
Right.
4 times.
Right. I have no notes, as the kids say. No notes on that one, because defense. Not only are you a great scorer, but you're a phenomenal defensive player, and I think that's kind of the knock against LeBron when they compare.
And I think LeBron is a great defensive player. I mean, he never won a DPOY.
Right.
But I mean, it's a toss-up, but I'd still take Jordan. And he's 6-time champion, 5-time, MVP. Obviously, he had the 3-peat decided. He had to leave for a little bit. He didn't want to win any more championships. He thought he was too good, so he came back and he was like, "Oh, maybe I could win a few more." 14-time All-Star. I think a few Olympic gold medalists. And I think another thing is he would always talk about, he missed 9,000 shots over his career, 26 potential game winners. And he said, like, maybe I made you guys think that it was so easy, but it really wasn't. And I think I think he was honestly the first player in the NBA that you could really say had that killer mentality,
yeah, I agree.
like legit killer mentality. And then of course after him you have Kobe and so on and so forth. But I mean, he punched his own teammates at practice. I mean, it's just his mentality was something that that separates him from LeBron. LeBron will never have that and never
Totally.
did have that.
I think when you think about icons, right? No matter where you go, if you see someone wearing a basketball jersey and it's 23, it's Michael Jordan.
For sure.
Right? And that's not to say that for you see 12, you think Tom Brady, but there are lots of great 12s,
Yeah,
right? But when you see 23 in a basketball, it's Jordan,
Jordan,
right?
Yeah.
And he goes by Jordan, right? And he's a good golfer. Like he's just incredible. So
and LeBron, of course, wore 23, which even
Right.
makes it a better point. But I mean, I also think, being an athlete, it's also how you affect the people. And I think he's also done a great job. My fourth person, I think, did the best job. But I mean, it's just crazy. And I also argue that it's in a harder era.
Okay.
I mean, like, of course, the LeBron era, they're bigger, they're stronger, and they're faster. But I think the defense and how they play the game is, completely different. But that's what I have for my number 3. What about you for number 4?
You want to go my last one?
Yeah.
All right, my last one. His name is Vincent Edward Jackson, but people know him as Bo. Bo Jackson, arguably the greatest athlete to ever walk on the planet, in my opinion. He was a two-sport athlete at Auburn. He had, while he was there at Auburn, 6.6 yard per carry in his college career. Harrison, as a sophomore, he averaged 7.6 yards per carry. And he didn't have just like a few carries. He was like, 160 or something, like a lot, right? Number 34 is retired by the University of Auburn for their football program. Of course, he won the Heisman Trophy in '85. He's in the College Football Hall of Fame. ESPN said he is the 3rd greatest college football player of all time.
Wow.
While he was at Auburn, he also hit 28 home runs, and he competed in track too for Auburn. He ran a 10.39 in the 100. He was SEC Male Athlete of the Year, not surprising. And check this. I don't know, Harrison, how much you know about Bo Jackson, but he is 6'1", 230 pounds. Okay, so a big dude. So imagine like a truck.
Big dude, yeah.
He ran a 4.13 at his Auburn Pro Day. Now, he didn't go to the combine because they knew that he was going to be the number 1 pick. He said, I didn't. But he ran a 4.13 as a 6'1", 230-pound dude.
That's
a truck.
Documented?
Yes.
Wow.
Laser timed. So, obviously, in 1986, he's going to be the number 1 draft pick in the NFL, right? Yes, he was. But no, he says, I don't want to play for Tampa Bay because they were terrible for decades. Terrible. So he also got drafted by the Kansas City Royals and played Major League Baseball, had 141 career home runs lifetime, 30 stolen bases 1 year. His breakout moment was as a Major League Baseball All-Star. He hit a huge home run off of Nolan Ryan. I mean, the thing, I don't think it's landed yet. Still, he was MVP of that game. He's in the Kansas City Royals Hall of Fame. He was very famous for, if he struck out, he would snap his bat over his thigh, just straight, like a toothpick. I mean, try doing that. You're going to break yourself.
Yeah.
There's so many epic throws. He had a hose of an arm. He threw out Harold Reynolds at home plate from the wall on a straight line. I mean, Harold Reynolds was fast. Crazy play. He had a play where he ran up center field wall at Yankee Stadium, caught a ball and kind of, I mean, you have to Google and watch it. It's incredible. And then in the NFL, so 1987 comes, the Raiders say, hey, we'll draft him in our 7th round just because maybe he wants to play football because he was so good at football. And he ends up playing for the Raiders. And in his 5th game, his come-out game, he 18 carries, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns against Seattle, and 2 things happened in that game. One, he had a 80 or 90 yard touchdown run where he kept running up into the tunnel at the Seahawks stadium. But 2, he absolutely trucked Brian Bosworth, who was the number 1 pick, a linebacker for the Seahawks. Absolutely trucked him at the 1 yard line, and really that was the end of Bosworth's career, because it was like, dude, he's not as good as we thought they were.
Yeah.
He made the Pro Bowl multiple times, and then of course, if he got hurt, but at the time he had 5.4 yards per carry in the NFL, which would be the number 1 time. The number 1 of all time. He had, I think, somehow 550
arguably
carries.
Greatest running back of all time for
But
sure.
he got hurt, right? He had a hip injury and then never played. The other thing, just iconically, there was a video game back in the day on Nintendo called Tecmo Bowl, but people called it Tecmo Bo, because if you were Bo Jackson and you ran this one play, literally you could run the whole clock out by circling the field back and forth without scoring. Fun times. And then there was a whole Nike series about Bo knows, and it was like, Bo knows this, Bo knows. Funny you mentioned Gretzky. Gretzky's in that commercial, and Bo's on skates, and he's been saying, Bo knows football, Bo knows basketball, Bo knows baseball, and he's skating. And Gretzky looks in the camera and he goes, no, no. But yeah, he's the greatest. Now, just a quick side note. Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders actually played a baseball game against each other. Deion was with the Yankees, Bo was with the Royals. And in that game, Bo Jackson hit not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs. And then late in the game, Deion hits a laser to center field. Bo Jackson lays out, misses it. Deion gets an inside the park home run. Bo Jackson dislocates his shoulder on that play, by the way. So in that game of those 2 GOATs, 4 home runs. Wow. There you go. There's my number 1 GOAT, Bo Jackson.
I mean, that is one really, really hard to beat. But I mean, I'm gonna have to go with my favorite, TB12, Tom Brady. 7 Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 NFL MVPs, leads in all-time passing yards, all-time touchdowns, and all-time wins by player. He has 35 playoff wins, more than double amount of any other quarterback in NFL history. And I think another thing that makes him such an amazing athlete is, despite backup quarterback on an 0-8 high school team, was the 4th, or I think he was the 7th quarterback on Michigan on the depth chart. He wanted to go to UCLA and USC. They both turned him away. He was supposed to sign with USC. They got another quarterback the day before he was supposed to sign with them. UCLA didn't want him. He went to Michigan, worked his way up. Then you see him getting drafted 199th, 2000 NFL draft, 7th quarterback taken, goes to the Patriots. They decide to keep 4 quarterbacks. It's really, really unusual. Decide to keep 4 quarterbacks, which means they have another one on the practice squad, so 5. Brady was 4th. He went into Robert Kraft's office and told him, I'm the greatest pick that your organization has ever made.
Right.
Which, I mean, the audacity to do that is pretty wild.
Yeah, right. And he was right.
And he was definitely right. He, in his 23-season career, Brady did not have a losing record against any NFL team.
Wow.
And it wasn't like, no shade to LeBron. LeBron's been playing for a while, but he has not been, peak for the whole time.
Right.
He's been great, but, I mean, Brady, he kept getting better as he got older, arguably. Of course, his last year in Tampa, that was not a great year, but, I mean, the year before he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He threw for over 89,000 yards,
Crazy.
Equivalent to over 50 miles of passing, which is pretty crazy. And he never, I would say, the craziest stat that I've probably ever seen by a football player. And every single snap that he took in the regular season, he never played a snap where his team was mathematically eliminated from playoff contention.
Wow. That's pretty incredible right there.
His team was never legit eliminated, which is, I mean,
yeah,
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
And he played in 18% of the NFL Super Bowls. And that's just some of the stuff. I mean, the idol he's made himself, and how he inspires, not just like me and like other people, but it's everyone.
Yeah.
And I think, I think it's also cool with all athletes. They all have a cool story. I mean, and it's also crazy. Like, I see a lot of NFL players, and I'm like, why do all these NFL players have like a crazy story? And then you think about one, and it's just pushing through when times get hard. And it wasn't just Brady who did that. It was a lot of people. So yeah, I mean, I have him as my number one. He was amazing, man.
Yeah, it's you can argue obviously greatest of all time and all those things. And I think football wise, it's hard to argue that he's not one of the top 5, if not the top one. And the best part about it is that coming out of college, no one saw that. I mean, he almost didn't get drafted, right? And he goes on to be at least the greatest quarterback of all time.
And that gives light for other people.
That's right.
that people hang their heads because they get drafted in the 6th or 7th round. Obviously, you get drafted, you're super excited, but you're like, I'm not gonna like start. I'm not gonna really do anything. I'll just be on the bench, or I'll be on the practice squad, not even get to dress.
Right.
And I think he really proved that. But really quick,
do it.
Just want to go over some. NFL obviously ended with the Super Bowl, but they've hit free agency time.
Yeah.
The legal tampering, I think, started Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, they're officially allowed to start signing, or like officially, like it's allowed. They can agree to contract terms and whatever, which makes sense. But by 4:00 today, or 3:00 this time, 4 p.m. Eastern, the free agency technically opens up. I mean, some crazy stuff. You saw last night with Max Crosby.
Yep.
No one was expecting that, and all these guys that the Raiders just signed.
Right.
They're gonna have to get rid of him or trade Crosby again.
Yep.
Something's gonna happen. And real quick, I got a question for you. What do you think? A.J. Brown, Eagles or Patriots? What do you have him on by the start of 2026?
Honestly, I think he's going to stay with the Eagles. Mm-hmm. I really do, for a lot of reasons. I think, you don't hear Eagles people talking about it. You hear people like us. Like us talking about A.J. Brown and he's this or he's that or whatever. I just don't. It's a huge cap hit to the Eagles. He's obviously so good. Whether his relationship with Hurts is good or bad, I have no idea. But I'll bet that he's there.
I mean, they said like something about the dead cap hit and stuff. If they do it after June 1st, it's like it's an amazing benefit for the Eagles.
That's right.
If they were to trade him. Obviously, the Patriots need some help, even though we got the Romeo Dobbs guy, I think 4 years, $80 million.
Right.
We got him, but I mean, we need another receiver. I mean, can't really, that receiving core, I mean, especially with the schedule we got next year and the opponents we have, it's going to be hard.
There's some good ones coming out of college, so we'll see.
It's going to be a fun offseason.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Well, as we head to spring break, won't say who, but we are going to have a special guest on our next podcast, and we're going to talk about a great debate, which is, what is a sport?
Could be one of the greatest debates
of all time. Yeah. The greatest of all time. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Harrison, thank you for episode 6.
Yep.
And have a great spring break to you and to everybody out there.
Thank you.
Take care.